defense questions using a real research study as an example. So, buckle up, grab your notebooks, and let's transform those pre-defense jitters into confident, well-articulated answers that'll make your committee say, wow, they really know their stuff. First up, the classic opening question. What motivated you to choose this topic? This is your chance to connect with the committee on a personal level. In our example study on job design and employee performance in NGOs, we'd start by highlighting the crucial role NGOs play in society. Then we'd emphasize the challenges they face, like limited resources and high employee turnover, setting the stage for our research. Next, they'll want to know, how does your study relate to existing research? This is where you show off your literature review prowess. For our NGO study, we'd mention influential models like Hackman and Oldham's job characteristics model, and emphasize the lack of research specifically on NGOs in developing countries. This positions our research as a unique and much-needed contribution to the field. Be ready to elaborate on the specific gap in knowledge your study intends to fill. Think of it like this. Existing research has illuminated a vast landscape, but there's this one shadowy corner that no one's explored yet. In our example, we'd reiterate the scarcity of research on job design within Ethiopian NGOs. This gap, we'd argue, has real-world implications, potentially hindering the effectiveness of NGOs in delivering vital services. Now let's get specific. What concrete problem does your study address? This is where you connect the academic dots to real-world issues. For our NGO study, we'd point to the lack of structured job design strategies within many organizations, leading to negative outcomes like employee disengagement and low productivity. By addressing this problem, our research aims to empower NGOs to operate at their full potential. But how did you even identify this problem in the first place? This question probes the origin story of your research. In our case, we'd mention a multi-pronged approach: alarming statistics on NGO employee turnover, anecdotal evidence from professionals, and a gap in academic literature. This demonstrates a thorough understanding of the problem's scope and significance. Next, they might ask, what are the consequences if this problem remains unaddressed? This is where you highlight the urgency of your research. For our NGO study, we'd emphasize the ripple effect of inaction. High employee turnover leads to a loss of expertise and disrupts organizational knowledge. Reduced efficiency hampers project implementation, ultimately impacting the communities NGOs strive to serve. This underscores the real-world stakes of our research and its potential to drive positive change. How does your general objective connect with the problem statement? This is where you demonstrate that your research isn't just a random exploration. It's a laser-focused mission to tackle a specific issue. In our example, we'd reiterate our objective to assess the impact of job design on employee performance within PSI's Addis Ababa office. This directly addresses the problem of ineffective job design by identifying key factors that can boost performance and improve the organization's overall impact. Research isn't conducted in a vacuum, so be prepared to identify the main beneficiaries of your study. For our NGO study, we'd highlight a diverse group of stakeholders: NGOs themselves, HR professionals, policymakers, and fellow researchers. This demonstrates the far-reaching impact of our research beyond academia. Next up, the conceptual framework. This is the theoretical backbone of your study, the lens through which you'll analyze your data. In our case, we'd proudly declare our allegiance to Hackman and Oldham's job characteristics model, or JCM. We'd explain how this model identifies 5 core job characteristics: skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback, as key drivers of employee motivation and performance. This framework provides a robust foundation for our analysis. But don't just name-drop your framework. Explain how it helps solve the research problem. For our NGO study, we'd explain how the JCM provides a structured approach to analyzing the specific job design factors that influence employee performance within the unique context of NGOs. By understanding these relationships, we can provide evidence-based recommendations for NGOs to design more motivating and engaging jobs. Now, let's talk methodology. Be ready to justify your chosen research design, whether it's qualitative, quantitative, or a mixed methods approach. In our case, we'd proudly proclaim our mixed methods approach, combining quantitative data like survey scores on job satisfaction with qualitative insights from in-depth interviews. This provides a richer, more nuanced understanding of the complex relationship between job design and performance. Finally, they'll want to know how you plan to analyze all that data you'll be collecting. For our NGO study, we'd outline a multifaceted approach to descriptive statistics to paint a picture of our sample, Pearson correlation coefficients, to explore relationships between job design factors and performance, and multiple regression analysis to identify the most influential predictors of employee performance. This demonstrates a clear and well thought out data analysis plan. 4. Alright, future researchers, before we wrap up, let's talk strategy. Remember, your proposal defense is like a friendly conversation, not an interrogation. So relax, breathe, and let your passion shine through. If you found this helpful, give a thumbs up, subscribe for more research tips, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow academic warriors. Now go out there and rock that defense.